Am I saying wife the first shorty that shows these signs? Hell no. Slow up and take your time vetting. That 3 to 6 month honeymoon phase is where most of us end up down bad.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hey, yo, YouTube, what's good? You are now tuning in to another episode of the Resilient Mindset Podcast, a podcast dedicated to the motivation of men's mental health and awareness. Today's topic of discussion, 6 green flags of wifey material. I'm back with another sequel to add to your checklist of requirements. Winter is coming, and most of these chicks are looking for a winter wifey status. Let's get into it. In my last green flags video, I reviewed 6 positive qualities to look out for when considering taking a shorty seriously. Despite the ridiculous amount of attention seeking on social media from these toxic chicks, there are some official ones out there. If they're not already wifed up, I guarantee they aren't clout chasing for likes. Let's get into another 6 flags minus the roller coasters that will help you identify healthy physical, emotional, and mental interactions to determine, is that your chick? Number 1, balance. You can find happiness in time spent together and apart. Some needs are met outside the relationship. Now, before you go jumping out the window, I'm not talking about intimate or emotional needs. What I'm referring to is hobbies or friendships that you guys can partake in outside of that immediate relationship. And I don't mean BFFs or cousins or brothers. I mean legitimate female friends. I know I see some videos that give tips and tricks on how to make a woman obsessed with you. And, no shade to those people who operate in that manner. But to me, that just seems very needy. If you need someone to be obsessed with you, then that means that you have something within you that has this needy type of energy that you need that type of attention or that extreme a type of attention from someone, because that's what obsession is. Obsession is an extreme infatuation with a person, place, or thing. In order to make a person obsessed with you, then that means you need to dabble in some dark psychology hacks, which I definitely don't respect. Or if this person is already obsessed with you, then that's already should be a red flag, letting you know that this person has some type of mental instability. Either way, it's not a good situation. However, a woman that does have balance in her life, she is going to be able to have a life inside of her relationship and outside of her relationship. Number 2, commitment. Uh-oh. I said the big C word. Yes, commitment. In this situation, she's going to be invested in the relationship and give the relationship adequate time and energy. So I talked about in my previous video about reciprocation. So pretty much the energy that you're giving out, you're receiving. So all of the money, all of the attention, all of the energy, all of the time that you're putting into this situationship or relationship or whatever the case may be, she's giving back the same equal amount. It's equal or 50-50. I know people don't like to say that term, but in this situation, it applies. It's 50-50. You guys are giving the same type of energy back and forth to each other. So that shows a sign of commitment and investment on her part. I talked about in my toxic video about people who want to jump really quick into relationships. In this situation, she'll be willing to take the time. She's not trying to, lock you down or get locked down within the first month or 2 months that you guys have met. She's going to give it some time. And then, again, guys, let her make the first move. I know maybe you might be having a good time, or maybe she might be seeing she's the one. Let her make that first move. Let her let you know that she's willing to get into a relationship or she's ready to take it to that next step. Because if you do and she's not, guess what? She's gone. So, let her make that first move when it comes to the commitment part. And during this time, you should be assessing to make sure she fits that role, that place that you want to put her in your life. Number 3, communication. Seems like I'm up here cussing today. All of these C words. Look, in this situation, Shorty will be able to communicate her needs and wishes while also respecting yours. I know it might sound crazy, but some people have never been in situations where they have a healthy relationship where each person communicates effectively or in a healthy way. And in this situation, you may not know what this looks like or what it sounds like. So, for those who may not know, it's not arguing and screaming or trying to out yell the other person. Is exactly what I said a few minutes ago. It's communicating your needs and your wants, by and also respecting the person in the process. I know that can definitely be difficult because you have a lot of these masculine women who want to cut you off when you're talking or overtalk you. And that honestly is not signs of effective communication. That is aggressive communication. So if you're in a situation where you're dealing with someone who cannot communicate effectively and respect your needs and your wishes, then that situation is a done deal. However, in this situation, this woman will be able to communicate and she will respect your wishes and needs, even if she doesn't agree with it. She'll, let's just say for the sake of argument, she'll go along with it. And, she may even take some time to reflect on a conversation. And when, things are level and things are clear and down to normal, be able to have this conversation with a rational head. However, you as the man, you need to set those boundaries. And if things seem to be getting out of hand or heated, again, you can walk away, table the conversation, do whatever it is that you need to do. But this thing, communication is a two-way street. And us as leaders, we need to be leading the interaction. So if the situation is becoming a little turbulent, then, we need to do what we need to do to make the situation resolve as soon as possible in a healthy way. I also need you guys to communicate with me by taking 1 second to hit that like and subscribe button to help me expand my channel and push my content to other viewers like you. Number 4, empathy. So this is when the partner takes your perspective and understand your feelings even if you don't agree. And I think this is super important because a lot of times people let their ego get in the way and they become really defensive when it comes to hearing things that they may not like or things that, they may not understand. So, in this situation, having empathy, you're able to place yourself in that person's shoes and kind of see things from their perspective, even if you don't agree. And I think that kind of goes back to what I talked about before with the effective communication, where you respect the needs and wishes of the partner. So in this situation, the woman is going to be able to, for the most part, even if she doesn't understand what you're going through, or maybe she may not be able to comprehend the situation and it goes against her feelings, and she doesn't agree with it, she'll still be able to take a second to look at it from a different perspective. And again, if you're dealing with someone who is unable to see things from another perspective and they always take the victimhood mentality, then that definitely is a red flag that you need to get up out of there, because that's something that's never going to change. That's a mindset that is enlarged into that person's type of personality. So, you know what you're going to be dealing with off the top. Number 5, independence. And I could just imagine the pushback I'm going to get for this one. However, independence is important in a relationship. I know that had we want someone that can qualify as being a helpmate or a helpmeet, definitely. However, having independence is important, and not the independence that we have nowadays, that the societal independence where I don't need no person, I don't need no man, I don't need this, that, and the third. I can do it all by myself. No, those are women who are, I don't want to say damaged, but those are women who have dealt with situations where they had no choice but to be dependent because they couldn't rely on anyone else but themselves. However, a healthy person can have independence yet still be in a sustainable, healthy relationship. And what that may look like is, you have goals and you have things that you're trying to achieve. So, as this person being a potential helpmate or helpmeet, she's going to align her goals, even though they may be different from yours, but they still meet up and enhance what you're going to be doing. So, say, like, if, you're growing a business and you're growing a business in a certain field, maybe she has like some type of dabblings, or she has like some type of knowledge of that field. So maybe her goal, while your goal may be to grow your business, her goal might be to network and meet people within that field or within that niche, so that she can, connect you to those individuals. So even though the goals is separate, the original goal or long-term goal is to grow the business. Her goal is to meet people within that niche to help you grow the business. So even though the goal is separate, it still aligns with what you're trying to do. So, the main thing is that meeting a partner who does have a sense of independence, but not independent, whereas that they see themselves separate from you, where they can still have their own identity by themselves and still have an identity within the relationship. A lot of women nowadays, they don't have that. They only have the self identity, but they don't have the identity within the relationship. And that's where we have these strong, independent boss chicks, I don't need no man type of situation, because they never got a chance to find that identity within the relationship. Number six, safety. I know we hear a lot about how women want to feel safe or they don't feel safe for whatever reason. They want to be protected. However, in this situation, in this relationship, that is present. And I think a lot of times we also don't think about from the man's perspective, where how men also need to have a safe space within relationships. We hear a lot, or I see a lot of videos where they tell men, not to be vulnerable with women. And to a certain extent, I do agree. Certain things, you need to, hash out either by yourself or hash out with your bros or something like that. However, there is a certain level of vulnerability that needs to be present, or safety in the relationship. And what that looks like is that, you feeling safe physically, intellectually, and emotionally. Physically, where, there's no violence in the situation. I know we talk about, or the narrative is always spun, how men are always the aggressors when it comes to abuse or assault. But there are some men who are, victims of abuse and assault, but it's not really talked about like that. Also, intellectually, being able to express your thoughts, intellectually being able to express your thoughts for some strange reason, and I see it all the time in social media and on TV, men are always portrayed as like these bumbling, fumbling idiot dudes, and they always need like some type of babying or care given to them so that they can function properly. However, in this situation, you won't be treated like that. You'll be treated like the man you deserve to be, or the man that you deserve, that you portray, so that you won't be given like these special treatments because you seem inadequate at what you do. Unless you are inadequate at what you do, then I would suggest stepping your game up. The other part is emotionally being able, having a safe space to express yourself emotionally. And again, I would take caution, because there are some manipulative, evil people out there who will take your words and your feelings and weaponize it against you. So again, you have to use discernment and use caution. However, there should be a safe space in any relationship that you have, whether intimate or platonic, where you can express how you feel, or express what's going on, or express, just things generally that are going on with you. Again, though, I would definitely say take caution. However, in this situation, with the person that you're dealing with this green flag, you will have that safe space. And even in a safe space could be not even saying anything. This person just feels that, you're going through something at a certain point in time, and them just being there, maybe just sitting there with you in silence. That can be expressing emotions as well, just giving you that support, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. Listen up. All these different Skittle colored pills and philosophies can make you a bitter and distorted person if you focus only on flaws. If there's toxicity in the world, balance dictates positivity as well. Be mindful of the red flags, but look for the green ones as well. Most of all, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Yo, which part of this video do you agree or disagree with? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you gained any value from this video. Stay locked for more of my content by viewing another video. Stay resilient.